Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a paper 1 from 4 biology revision questions and answers. So don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. Thank you. So the first question is, students at Ikumbi High School observed that when sodium chloride was poured onto a grass dried up. Supposed to explain the observation. That's because the external environment becomes hypertonic to the internal tissues of the leaves. So therefore the leaves will lose water by osmosis, making them unable to carry out vital biological processes. That diagram shows an experiment that was set up to study. So that's gross solution, that is a living potato, distilled water and petri dish. So you're supposed to name the process that was being investigated. Whenever you see water, sucrose solution, that's osmosis. And then you have a living potato cell, which will act as a cell, will have a cell membrane. State and explain what would be observed if the setup was left for 12 hours. So the level of the liquid in the cavity of the potato will increase. Why? Because distilled water moves from a region of high water potential in the petri dish into the sucrose solution by osmosis, that is through the living potato cell, and therefore the level of sucrose solution will increase while the level of distilled water in the petri dish decreases. Number 2, name the blood vessel that connects arteries and veins. That's blood capillaries. The ways in which those vessels are adapted to its function is they are numerous to increase surface area for diffusion. They are thin-walled to reduce the distance for exchange of substances. They have narrow lumen to enhance infiltration of materials. The third question, how does hot water above 35 degrees C act as a pollutant when it is discharged into industries and rivers? So it reduces the solubility of gases in water. So therefore it acts as a pollutant because the organisms living in that water will be killed. Name the causative agents of the following diseases. Amoebic dysentery, the causative agent is Entamoeba histolytica. Candidiasis, it's Candida albicans. Define the term immunity. It's the ability of the body to fight the disease-causing pathogen or to recognize foreign substances and destroy them, or the ability of the body to resist infection. Distinguish between natural and acquired immunity. Natural immunity is the immunity that you are born with. Acquired immunity is the immunity that you develop in life. Identify one immunizable disease in Kenya, that is polio or diphtheria or whooping cough and malaria, tetanus, all those that are in the immunization schedule for infants. Give 2 advantages of polyploidy in plants. One is early maturity, resistance to diseases, and also increased yield. So that diagram illustrates the part of a nephron from a mammalian kidney. You're supposed to name the fluid in part labeled Q, that is glomerular filtrate. The process for formation of that fluid is ultrafiltration. The hormones that exert the effect on nephron, you have antidiuretic hormone, aldosterone hormone, they are present there. Then you given another question to explain how sugar level is maintained in the blood, maintained constant. So when the blood sugar level is high, there is the hormone that is known as insulin. It is released. It converts excess glucose into glycogen for storage, or maybe it increases, the cells increases metabolism, like that. That lowers the glucose level. Then when the blood sugar is too low, then glucagon hormone is released, which breaks down glycogen into glucose, therefore raising the glucose level or sugar level. 3 unique characteristics of members of class Crustacea. They have 2 pairs of antennae, they breathe through gills, their bodies are covered with carapace. How is mammalian skin adapted for excretion? It has sweat glands that corrects water and salts. It has sweat pores through which the water and salts and urea pass. Then you have another question that paddles of whales and fins of fish adapt these organisms to aquatic habitats. Name the type of evolution, that is convergent evolution. The name of those structures, analogous structures. Here you have a diagram showing the parts of a food relationship in an ecosystem. You're told to name the type of food relationship shown there. It's a food chain, of course. Then the trophic level occupied by organism A, its producer. The main source of energy, of course, it's the sun. Sunshine acts as the main source of energy. Name a protein and a vitamin involved in blood clotting. Protein is fibrinogen, vitamin is vitamin K. You may also be asked about the ions, they are calcium ions. Explain why blood from a donor whose blood group is A cannot be transfused into a recipient whose blood group is B. So that is because of antibody-antigen reaction. So the recipient blood, who is B, has antibody A in their blood plasma that will respond to correspond with the antigen A in the blood group A of the donor, and therefore there will be antigen antibody reaction causing agglutination or clumping together of red blood cells in that matter. Effects of gibberellins on shoots of plants: it promotes cell division, it promotes cell elongation, and also promotes parthenocopy. Account for the loss in dry weights of cotyledons in a germinating seed. It's because food stored is used up in respiration or growth. The reaction below, you are supposed to study it and then answer the question. There you have glucose plus fructose. Of course, it gives you sucrose. Yes, it's monosaccharides to form disaccharide. The processes: A, it's condensation. Process B is coming back to your monosaccharides, it's hydrolysis. Product Y, it's sucrose, and the bond, it's glycosidic bond. Explain what happens during the light stage of photosynthesis. So during light stage of photosynthesis, what happens is that there is energy that is absorbed in sunlight by the chlorophyll, is used to split water molecules into oxygen atoms and hydrogen atoms. Once those are split, they do what? The oxygen atoms and the hydrogen atoms, oxygen will maybe move out of the cell. Then the hydrogen atoms remain. They will be combined later with carbon dioxide to form a simple sugar. State 2 characteristics of a parenchyma tissue. It has thin cell wall. It has large air spaces. Name the substance that accumulates in the muscle when there is insufficient oxygen. That is lactic acid. And then the end product of anaerobic respiration in plants, that is ethanol, carbon dioxide, and energy. What's the importance of carrying out the following procedure when preparing temporary slides in the laboratory? Adding water to the specimen is to make the cells turgid or prevent dehydration. Staining the specimens to make the cells very clear or distinct. Two functions of the body tube of a light microscope. Body tube holds the eyepiece lens in position and also the revolving nose piece. In an experiment, the shoot of a tip of a young plant was decapitated, as shown. State the expected results. Of course, the auxiliary or lateral buds sprout or the branches. Reason is because decapitation removes hormones or auxins which are produced in the terminal bud, the stem tip, promoting branch development. Name 2 internal factors that are necessary for seed germination. Enzymes, hormones, and also the seeds have to be viable. A certain animal has the following dental formula. It has those incisors, canines, premolars, molars. So what is the most likely mode of feeding of animal A and animal B? Animal